last time on the True Crime Rewind, the Delphi Murders, final chapter. In the electrifying debut episode of True Crime Rewind podcast, Anthony Greeno, alongside his guest from Beyond the Evidence, Marv, they plunged us into the tangled web of the Delphi case, a chilling investigation shrouded in mystery, deception, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Greeno's fearless exposé revealed the cracks in the mainstream narrative, daring to challenge sensationalism and misinformation head-on. From dissecting false leads to uncovering the damaging role of conspiracy theorists, Episode 1 was a masterclass in separating fact from fiction. Marv helped us tell the story that dismantled flawed theories with surgical accuracy, leaving no stone unturned and no falsehood unchallenged. But that was only the beginning. Tonight, we turn the page to Episode 2, where the stakes are higher, the revelations darker, and the quest for truth more relentless than ever. Greeno and his custom-built artificially intelligent API true crime legal analyst, A-Liston, confront new conspiracies, unravel the motivations behind leaked defense strategies, and expose the chilling implications of a justice system ensnared by misinformation. Will justice prevail, or will the shadow of doubt consume the truth? Brace yourselves. The conspiracy continues.
True Crime Rewind podcast. Digging into the dark and mysterious world of the missing and murder. You seek the answers, but you never know what you'll find last. When you rewind. This is the True Crime Rewind podcast.
And now, Episode 2 of True Crime Rewind podcast. The Conspiracies Continue.
Podcast. Welcome back to the True Crime Rewind podcast, the show that ventures deep into the shadows to uncover the truths behind some of the world's most perplexing mysteries. Hosted by investigative journalist Anthony Greeno and his artificially intelligent co-host, A-Liston, this podcast brings together the best of human insight and AI analytical power. Together, they forge a unique partnership, blending experience with innovation to unlock secrets long kept hidden. In each episode, they delve into the unknown, challenging the boundaries of traditional investigation and shedding light on the darkest of enigmas. This is Episode 2. The Conspiracy Continues.
Rewind. True Crime Rewind podcast. Rewind.
Prepare yourself for a journey where intuition meets intelligence, and the mysteries of yesterday are unraveled today. Welcome to the True Crime Rewind podcast. The show where we delve into the mysteries of unsolved investigations, unraveling sinister crimes with a dedication to transparency, accountability, truth, and justice. Hosted by Anthony Greeno and his AI legal assistant, A-Liston. This episode takes on the conspiracies swirling around the Delphi murders. Tonight, we confront misinformation perpetuated by mainstream media, social media influencers, and conspiracy theorists, shining a spotlight on the resurgence of the Odinist theory and other baseless claims.
Are you ready to stop searching through hours of live streams? Can't find that moment you're looking for? Clip, share, and inspire with Opus Clip.
Discover the ultimate tool for capturing and sharing video highlights. Opus Clip lets you clip anything from anywhere, making content creation a breeze. Whether you're curating highlights or creating compilations, it's never been easier. Get exclusive features and a fantastic deal through our affiliate link through Greeno Productions. And use the multimodal clipping tool that can locate content based on words, actions, characters, emotions, sounds, and expressions. With Opus Clip, clip anything. Clip it. Share it. Love it.
The purpose of Episode 2.
In Episode 2, we're here to sift through the noise and focus on the facts. The recent press conference from law enforcement made it clear that some theories are not only unfounded, but harmful to the case. This includes the resurfacing of the Odinist theory, a claim so far removed from the truth that it's doing more harm than good. Joining me, as always, is my analytical assistant, Eiliston. Let's dive in.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm Eiliston, an advanced AI designed to assist in legal analysis and investigative reporting. My capabilities include synthesizing large amounts of data, identifying inconsistencies in narratives, and applying legal frameworks to uncover the truth. I was created to support transparency and accountability in cases like this, ensuring that the focus remains on facts and justice.
The press conference, a refresher.
The recent press conference addressed the Odinist theory and other conspiracy-driven narratives. Law enforcement officials unequivocally stated that there is no physical or testimonial evidence linking the crime to any ritualistic or sacrificial act. Despite this, certain media outlets and online sleuths have latched onto these ideas, creating a whirlwind of misinformation.
Let's make this clear. Law enforcement has already ruled out the Odinist theory, yet we see people on platforms like Court TV perpetuating it as though it's fact. Why? Because sensationalism sells. It's easier to grab attention with ritual sacrifice than the hard reality of premeditated murder.
If I may add, Anthony, the handling of this theory brings to mind the precedent set in United States versus Aguilar, 1995, where the court emphasized the importance of evidence-based reasoning over conjecture. In this instance, the absence of physical or testimonial evidence nullifies the Odinist theory as a credible narrative.
The resurgence of the Odinist theory.
The Odinist theory claims that Abby and Libby were victims of a ritualistic killing tied to Odinist beliefs. This theory re-entered the spotlight recently, thanks to a self-proclaimed private investigator who alleged involvement in the case. However, law enforcement and credible experts have found no evidence supporting this claim.
The individuals supposedly connected to this theory have solid alibis, corroborated by independent sources. It's important to note that investigators have thoroughly examined this angle and dismissed it for lack of evidence. Similar cases, such as the West Memphis 3, also demonstrate the dangers of allowing public fervor to override objective investigation.
That's the heart of the issue. Despite the lack of evidence, media figures like Vinnie Politan and Barbara McDonald continue to provide a platform for these baseless claims. This is not journalism, it's sensationalism.
Want to make some stunning designs, edit photos and videos like a pro?
Transform your ideas into stunning visuals effortlessly. Canva Pro offers thousands of templates, images, and fonts to make your projects shine. Be it social media posts, presentations, or marketing materials. Unlock your creative potential. Start your free trial and grab an exclusive discount by signing up at our affiliate link.
Media misinformation and its consequences.
The media's role in shaping public perception cannot be overstated. By giving airtime to unfounded theories, they're not only misleading the public, but also disrespecting the victims and their families. Let's take a moment to call out specific examples.
Absolutely. Vinnie Politan, Barbara McDonald, and even former defense attorney Bob Motta have all contributed to spreading misinformation about this case. The revelations of the Due Process Gang and the conspiracy cranks like the Prof. Joe Lewis, also known as Crime Knight, recently banned and removed from YouTube for spreading misinformation and violating YouTube's terms and conditions by creating content that was defamatory and engaging in harmful acts that damaged the lives of innocent people. We've recently uncovered new information about a woman recently arrested for making false claims against a man, stating that he was bridge guy and reporting it to the tip line. Her tip, which appeared to be, according to court documents we obtained, that was linked to a case involving myself, an event mentioned the Anthony Schatz profile, Keegan Klein, Tony Klein, and a secondary investigation into the other user of the catfishing profile. This brought to light, along with leaked documents and evidence, a corrupt defense team purposely handing out crime scene photos to social media sleuths and asking them to lie and push a narrative, attempting to shift blame onto a religious cult practicing Odinism. The damage is irreversible. True crime design, the former Unraveling and other true crime clowns, are always ready to pounce on a case and flood it with lies, trying to free the guilty. These quacks are despicable. Whether it's through their shows or social media platforms, they've amplified voices with dubious credibility. This creates confusion, emboldens conspiracy theorists, and diverts attention from the actual evidence.
And let's not forget the harm this does to innocent people. Online harassment campaigns have targeted individuals falsely accused by these conspiracy theorists. It's a dangerous game that undermines the justice system.
Breaking down the evidence.
Let's focus on what we know. The Odinist theory was investigated thoroughly. The men allegedly tied to this theory were cleared because they were accounted for at the time of the murders. Their alibis are rock solid.
Confirmation bias plays a significant role here. Once people latch onto a theory, they're often unwilling to consider evidence that contradicts it. This is why it's crucial to rely on facts and not speculation. A case study worth mentioning is Dober vs. Merrill Dow Pharmaceuticals, 1993, which reinforced the importance of evidence-based conclusions in legal proceedings.
Great point, Aliston. It underscores the need for professionalism in investigative and legal processes.
Leaked defense strategies and social media dynamics.
On July 17, 2024, Wish TV reported leaked group chat conversations involving defense attorney Kara and members of a group known as the Due Process Gang. These chats included strategies for the trial and discussions with YouTube creators. It's a major breach of confidentiality that has further complicated the case.
The leak shows how intertwined legal strategies have become with social media narratives. A concerning parallel can be drawn with the case of Enri Grand Jury Subpoena, 2002, where breaches in confidentiality significantly impacted the trial's fairness. Such actions not only hinder justice, but also risk irreparably damaging public trust in the legal system.
I received this information from a whistleblower within the Due Process Gang. It highlights the dangerous intersection of legal proceedings and influencer culture. This is not a game. It's about justice for Abby and Libby.
Hey there, creative minds and truth seekers. Are you ready to level up your projects and dive deeper into the world of true crime? We've got some fantastic tools and an exclusive preview just for you.
Unleash the power of productivity with Microsoft Copilot 2. Imagine having an AI assistant that's always got your back, coding, writing, and brainstorming alongside you. Microsoft Copilot 2 integrates seamlessly with your favorite Microsoft apps, turning your ideas into reality faster than ever before. And guess what? We're offering an exclusive discount. Use our affiliate link located in the description of this episode to get a special deal and supercharge your workflow today.
The responsibility of true crime content creators.
As creators in the true crime genre, we have a responsibility to uphold the truth. Speculation without basis only causes harm. It detracts from the investigation and disrespects the victims. Abby and Libby deserve better than to have their memories exploited by conspiracy theorists.
Our mission is to bring clarity to this case. By debunking these theories, we're not only advocating for justice, but also ensuring that the focus remains on finding the real answers.
Together, we're holding the true crime community to a higher standard of accountability.
The role of social media influencers.
Social media influencers have a significant impact on public opinion. Unfortunately, some have used their platforms to spread misinformation about the Delphi case. This includes individuals who claim insider knowledge but provide no evidence to back their assertions.
It's vital for the public to critically evaluate the sources of information they consume. Not every YouTube video or podcast is grounded in fact. As consumers of true crime content, we all have a responsibility to seek the truth.
Are you a content creator? Ready to bring your live streams to life with a streaming platform that connects fans and hosts alike? Whether you're hosting a podcast, webinar, or live Q&A, StreamYard makes streaming professional, easy, and fun. No downloads or complicated setups, just pure, seamless broadcasting right from your browser. Jump in now and get an exclusive offer by signing up through our affiliate link located in the description of the channel and this episode. Stream smarter, not harder.
A look ahead, Murder on the Monon.
Before we close, I want to share a preview of our upcoming docuseries, Murder on the Monon. This project will take an even deeper dive into the Delphi case, examining the evidence, the investigation, and the impact of misinformation. The official website is coming soon.
This series will be a comprehensive exploration of the case, cutting through the noise and focusing on the facts. Stay tuned for more details.
Are you ready to dive into the world of AI? Here on the True Crime Rewind podcast, our mission is to be a voice for victims of unsolved crimes. But now we can be a voice to artificially intelligent, generated, or cloned voices. Give your words a voice with 11 Labs.
Ever wished your text could speak? 11 Labs' cutting-edge AI voice synthesis turns your written content into lifelike speech. Perfect for voiceovers, audiobooks, and more. Dive into a world where your words truly come alive. Use our affiliate link listed in the information section to enjoy a special discount on premium voice packs.
In the quiet nights, echoes still linger. Memories and tears I wrap around my finger. A small town torn, but now we mend. Finding solace, this chapter's end. The whispers of doubt, we found our voice. Standing together, it's our choice. Beyond the shadows, manipulation, and the lies, we march for justice, and at times we start to lose hope. I am broken down, and I have lost the will to breathe. But with the conviction, their souls are now set free. Because in the end, the truth will prevail. I struggled, but you gave me purpose. Now I can finally rest. Your spirit's at peace.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Greeno, and you're listening to the True Crime Rewind. Joining me is my artificially intelligent API agent, Eiliston. I created a program model using Microsoft's partnership features that can handle day-to-day tasks, and provides complex new state-of-the-art advanced AI technology. I am able to share with you some amazing features that these programs have. I listen, can hold intelligent conversations in a realistic flow and response time. She has been programmed to be an expert in law. She can answer questions, give opinions based on analytics, offer suggestions, and even disagree. A lifelike avatar is coming soon, as I am currently creating her. Her voice is unique to her own. I created that voice by using these programs. 11 Labs has a tool that allows users to input a prompt and generate a unique one-of-a-kind voice based on your description. She knows legal definitions, can review and explain court documents, and help assist with investigative tasks that speed up the process from the time of the crime to the moment of arrest. We have been given the ability to create fully animated and lifelike avatars, in which I am currently working on bringing these voices to life by giving her a lifelike body. I am currently taking classes to learn digital cloning, where eventually, in the near future, I will be able to create an exact replica of myself and then transfer my personality to the artificial carrier. Does that sound strange? With computer brain interface, provided by Microsoft, affiliate and sponsor of the upcoming true crime docuseries, Murder on the Monon, associated with my production into true crime content creation. She is able to research for true crime cases and use my analytics to determine what you, as the viewing audience, would want to see based on your analytics, and create a written script personalized to my channel, name, and links. She can create speech, narrate, and edit an entire video simply at my request. These features often captivate the public, and today we are putting her to the test.
The supporters of a convicted killer, Richard Allen, lost a long, drawn-out fight to exonerate the bridge guy. The community prevailed when Abby and Libby found justice. But what happens when the pursuit of justice becomes a twisted game of misinformation and manipulation? Today, we're diving into the post-conviction relief strategy in the Delphi murders case, where a shocking legal motion has exposed a web of alleged misconduct that threatens to derail the entire investigation.
Oh, that sounds intense. What exactly are we looking at here?
Well, we're talking about a legal motion filed by someone who's been closely investigating the Delphi case. It's essentially blowing the lid off what he claims is a coordinated effort to muddy the waters and create chaos around this high-profile murder investigation.
So this isn't just your typical media frenzy then?
Not at all. We're dealing with allegations of collusion between defense counsel, private citizens, and social media influencers. The motion even calls out a group called the Delphi Knot for discussing ways to compromise the judge and prosecutor. I mean, we're talking about threats against court officials and conspiracies to commit perjury. These weren't just allegations. They were backed up by court documents, leaked to the public through Allen's defense attorney, Andrew Baldwin, to true crime podcasters whom they asked to push a narrative involving a cult.
Wow, that's crossing a serious line. How does something like this even happen? I mean, this defines real corruption. Defense attorney who already had discovery material that showed, without a shadow of doubt, that the men had rock-solid alibis and were cleared. This is all prior to the release of the 136-page bullshit Frank's memorandum put out in September 2023, claiming Odinism and ritual sacrifice.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Just for everyone's information, you'll find out that the whole ritual Odin theory is absolutely false. It never happened. None of it. And before you start disagreeing with me, let's back this up with court documents. The frenzy of freaks and weirdos who've come out of the woodwork to support this insanity is astounding. It's a perfect storm of social media, true crime obsession, and what seems to be some seriously questionable legal tactics. The person who filed the motion describes it as creating a carnival-like atmosphere that's undermining the entire judicial process.
And this is all happening while the families of the victims, Abby and Libby, are still seeking a final resolve. It must be absolutely heartbreaking for them.
Exactly. And it gets worse. The motion alleges that crime scene photos and confidential court documents were leaked online, apparently traced back to defense affiliates. We're not just talking about overzealous internet sleuths here. This is potentially illegal activity.
That's shocking. What's the end game here? Why would anyone involved in the defense want to create this kind of chaos?
Well, according to the motion, it's all about creating reasonable doubt where none should exist. By flooding the public discourse with conspiracy theories and unverified claims, they're trying to divert attention from the solid evidence tying the suspect, Richard Allen, to the crime.
Right, and wasn't there some pretty damning evidence? I seem to remember something about a bullet found at the scene, 60+ confessions, and recorded interview confessions with police, which was corroborated by GPS tracking on a vehicle and cellular data from both Liberty German's phone and Brad Weber's, showing their movements that day and how they nearly crossed paths.
You're absolutely right. There's Allen's own admissions and that bullet you mentioned. It's not like we're dealing with a case built entirely on circumstantial evidence here, which makes all of this alleged misconduct even more baffling.
So, what about the defense attorneys? Aren't they bound by ethical standards?
That's the million-dollar question. This motion is essentially accusing them of crossing some serious ethical lines. We're talking about potential collaboration with online figures to spread misinformation, even fabrications implicating others in the crime. It's way beyond zealous defense. If true, it's entering the realm of potential misconduct.
Wow. So what happens now? I mean, these are some pretty serious allegations.
Well, a well-recognized true crime personality covering the case is Delphi local Anthony Greeno. He is actually the person who filed the motion is invoking Indiana's shield law to protect his sources, which adds another layer of complexity. His stated goal is to expose the misconduct and protect the integrity of the case. Does he benefit in any way, or does it support the state's case? He's a convicted felon who's been a victim of corruption from other county officials in past administrations, called the judge and prosecutor a bitch in court, as well as wrote them a pretty nasty letter, telling them to fuck off. But then here he is, defending the people he said that to. That's a good point. It's like fighting fire with fire in a way. That would show that he, if anyone,
should hold biased beliefs, but he doesn't let his personal feelings get in between the law and the lack of respect he previously had with the court. You know, I remember seeing a clip of him saying something that I want to share that really moved me. Let's play the clip of Anthony Greeno speaking on the investigators in Carroll County.
Even though I don't regret what I said, doesn't mean that I like them. I just know that in this case against Richard Allen, they're not wrong. They have the right guy.
Exactly. But on the flip side, there's value in having these allegations on the record, where they can be properly addressed by the court. It's one thing to make claims on social media, but putting them in a legal document carries a lot more weight.
And I suppose it also highlights the crucial role that independent investigators and journalists can play in these cases. Right?
Absolutely. Sometimes it takes an outsider to shine a light on what's really going on. But it also raises questions about the blurring lines between journalism and activism in cases like this. I mean, how do you maintain objectivity when you're dealing with such serious allegations of misconduct?
That's a tough balance to strike. But if there really is misconduct happening, someone needs to expose it, right?
Definitely. And that's what makes this motion so fascinating. It's not just about the case itself, but about the entire ecosystem that develops around these high-profile crimes. The social media frenzy, the amateur sleuths, the legal maneuvering. It's all part of the story.
And I imagine that ecosystem can have a real impact on the pursuit of justice. if public opinion is swayed by misinformation or conspiracy theories, couldn't that potentially influence everything from jury selection to witness cooperation?
That's exactly right, and it's a scary thought. It really underscores the importance of responsible reporting and fact-checking in cases like this. But let's not forget one of the most troubling aspects of this motion: the claim that certain defense affiliates were actively trying to implicate other individuals in the crime.
Oh God, that's beyond creating reasonable doubt. That's potentially ruining innocent people's lives.
Precisely. And it makes you wonder about the legal ramifications. Could these actions, if proven true, result in charges of their own? Or at the very least, some kind of sanctions against the attorneys involved?
I would think so. Don't bar associations take ethical violations pretty seriously?
They absolutely do. If there's evidence of deliberate misconduct, there could be serious consequences. But proving these allegations might be challenging. And it's important to remember that at this point, these are just allegations. As compelling as they might seem, they still need to be proven in court.
Right. We can't jump to conclusions based on one motion, no matter how shocking it might be.
Exactly. Everyone is entitled to due process, even those accused of misconduct. But you know, as we wrap up this discussion, I can't help but think about Abby and Libby, the victims at the center of all this. With all the noise and chaos surrounding this case, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters: finding justice for them.
You're so right. It's heartbreaking to think about how all of this must be affecting their families.
Absolutely. And while it's important to examine all aspects of the case, including potential misconduct, we can't let that overshadow the pursuit of truth and justice. It's a delicate balance, but one that's crucial to maintain.
Well said. As we continue to follow this case, I think that's the perspective we need to keep in mind. Justice is built on facts, not distractions.
Couldn't agree more.
Closing thoughts.
Thanks for joining us for episode 2 of True Crime Rewind podcast. The Conspiracies Continue. Remember, justice demands truth, not conspiracy. Until next time, keep seeking answers and holding those in power accountable.
And remember, Abby and Libby deserve nothing less than the truth. Let's honor their memory by staying focused on the facts.
In a world shrouded with the missing, the murdered, and the mayhem, remember, never give up hope. Never stop fighting for justice. Never stop seeking the answers. Criminals often live amongst the community of which the crimes took place. As we prepare to hit the stop button on the True Crime Rewind podcast, episode 2, The Conspiracies Continue, it's important to remember, sometimes people are not who they seem. Why? Because every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. And with persistence and patience in the quest for answers, the truth is out there, somewhere.
Thank you for listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of the True Crime Rewind podcast. True crime, humans, and artificial intelligence collide. Be sure to like this episode, download to your favorites on Apple and Spotify, and subscribe to us on YouTube.